Next heading, method overloading. Note method overloading. Next heading, method overloading. Note if two or more methods with the same name, if two or more methods with the same name and with different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. If two or more methods with the same name and with different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. Here, parameters can be different in number of arguments, comma, data types, or order of an arguments. If two or more methods with the same name and with a different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. If two or more methods with the same name and with a different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. Here, parameters can be different in number of arguments, data types, or order of an arguments. Examples. First one, different in number of arguments. Different in number of arguments. See, void add which will take integer A, integer B. Void add which will take integer A, integer B, integer C. Different in data types. Void add int A, int B. Void add int A, float A, float B. Examples. First one, different in number of arguments. Second one, different in data types. Third one, different in order of an arguments. First one, different in number of arguments. Second one, different in data types. Third one, different in order of an arguments. Is it over? See, here first of all, you see method overloading. Method overloading. Okay. Now, if two or more methods with the same name and with a different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. See, it is method overloading definition. If two or more methods with the same name and with a different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. Method names must be same. Parameters list must be different. Then it is called overloading. Here, parameters can be different in number of arguments, data types, order of an arguments. Here, this add method, how many arguments it takes? 2. Here, so it is different in number of arguments. Here, add method, how many arguments? 2. Here, how many arguments? 2. Number of arguments, same. But data types are integers, floating point number. So different in data types. Number of arguments, same. But data types are different. It is also called overloading. Here, number of arguments, 2. Here, number of arguments, 2. And data type, one is integer, one is float. Here, one is float, one is integer. Data types also same, but order different. Here, first integer, later float. Here, first float, later integer. It is also overloading. So, in first case, number of arguments different. Second case, data types different. Third case, order different. Here, number of arguments same. Data types same. Order different. First integer, later float. Here, first float, later integer. It is also called overloading. And void. It is same also you can write, different also you can write. That is right. In method overloading, return type can be same or different. Can be same or can be different. In method overloading, return type can be same or can be different. Same also valid, different also valid. Here, method name must be same. Parameters list must be different. Return type can be same or can be different. Same return type also okay. Different return type also okay. So, name compulsory same. Arguments compulsory different. Return type same also valid, different also valid. Okay. Now, I'll write one more. Here, is it okay? 1 minute. First, one example I'll explain about this. One example I'll explain. See, void add integer A, integer B. Here, system.out.println A plus B. One more add int A, int B, int C. System.out.println A plus B plus C. Okay. Now, are these instance methods or class methods? Now, you have to create object or object reference compulsory. D dot add 2 numbers, 3 numbers I'm passing. First method called or second method called? Now, 2 arguments I'm passing. Now, here, method name add, method name add. Method name same. Here two arguments, here three arguments. Method overloading. Return type same also valid, different also valid. Now object created, that object referred by D with that add method called. Three arguments, this method called. Two arguments, this method called. Like that it will understand. This concept is called method overloading. But what is the use of method overloading? I'll explain. First example, write it this one. Say this method call statement calls this method. This method call statement calls this method. Okay. Here, even if you write method name same, even if you write method name same, it will understand based on arguments. This should call this method. This should call this method. Like this, it will understand. Okay. Now, this method overloading concept, what is the purpose of method overloading and method overloading rules? These all further polymorphism time I'll explain. But it's just introduction, little bit required for constructors. That is a given. Here, method name must be same. Parameter list must be different. Return type same also okay. Different also okay. Here must be same, must be different, can be same or can be different. Now, I'll write one more. Is it overloading or not? Give me answer. Is it overloading or not? Is it overloading? Yes or no? Is it overloading? Yes or no? Already definition I given. Okay. With that definition, you can give answer. With examples, definition I given. There is no difficult logic here. Okay. It is nothing. It is very simple. Yes, previous concept, some logics I asked. There is no logic. Only method definition already given. With that, you can give answer. Is it overloading or not? Yes or no? How many people answer yes? Online students? How many people answer no? Okay. See here, if two or more methods with the same name and with different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. Here, method name add. Here, how many arguments? Here, how many arguments? What are the data types? Here, number of argument 2. Data types integer. Is there any difference? Difference not there means it is not overloading, no? Parameter list must be different. That is in definition only given. Here, with different parameters list. What is the difference here? This is a variable name X and Y. That is whatever you want, you can take. That identifier. So it is not overloading. It is not called overloading. Okay. If you write like this, also one concept is there. It is called overriding. Overriding. But if I write like this, now, first method, how many arguments? 2. Which type? Second method, how many arguments? Which type? Integer. Then, if I call like this, which method is going to be called? Which method is going to be called? First method or second method? You are selecting one answer. It is ambiguity comes. You are getting confusion, no? Like that, compiler also gets confusion. So, whether this method call statement should call this method or this method, it cannot understand. Because that is also 2 argument, 2 integer. Here also 2 argument, 2 integer. Then which should be called? It is not going to call. Error comes. This method already defined. Error comes. See? File, save. Already defined error comes. Ambiguity comes while calling. That's what it is not allowed. See, method with add method to integer already defined. One more time, you cannot define. Okay. Now, next write it. Method overriding. If 2 or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. If 2 or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. Example, void add int A, int B, void add int X, int Y. If 2 or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. If 2 or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. Here, I written variable name different, but data types, number of arguments, order, everything same, no? No. Note. Methods cannot be overridden in the same class because of ambiguity to call. Methods cannot be overridden in the same class because of ambiguity to call. So compiler gets ambiguity to call. Which one should call? It cannot decide. That is called ambiguity. Methods cannot be overridden in the same class because of ambiguity to call. Same methods, two methods, same if you write, while calling, it cannot decide which should be called. Ambiguity comes. See, overriding, if you want to use inheritance topic required. In the inheritance, overriding possible. That is, I'll cover further. Overloading, overriding, just a definitions I covered. Very depth about overloading, overriding, 3 classes required. Only overloading, overriding, 3 classes required. Okay, that I'll cover further. Present constructor purpose, little bit knowledge required. That's what I covered. Here, first, now present overriding not possible, but overloading possible, no? Overloading possible. Why do we need overloading? Just you observe. Suppose in C language, int a equal to 5. If you want to print, what will write? Printf %d a. You'll write like this only, no? If you want to write float, float b equal to, if you want to print %f b, like this will write. In Java, int a equal to 5. I will print a. Float. I will print. See, it is C language, it is Java language. Now, here, printf, you are printing A. A, which format printing? Decimal integer. Okay. Here, printf, B, you are printing B. B, which format you are printing? Floating point number. So, here you must specify format specifier. So this is called format specifier. Which format you want to print? That is, you have to specify. Then only it will print. But in Java, it is not required. Reason, overloading. In Java, these println methods, 10 methods are there. Println methods overloaded. If you pass integer, integer method called. If you pass float, float method called. If you pass character, character method called. But in C language, there is only one printf. In overloading, not possible in C. Overloading, nothing but polymorphism. But polymorphism not there in C language. That's what not possible. So in C language, one printf is there. That printf only for integer, that printf only for float, that printf only for character, that printf only for string, all. While printing, which format you are printing, you have to pass, then only it will print. But here, not required because of overloading. There 10 println methods are there. This concept you will understand further today not possible. Printf methods you observe. Println methods. See, these many println methods are there. See, println like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Method name same. Parameter list is different. Method name same. Parameter list is different. It is called method overloading. This is Java library. So Java library we can see at the command prompt. Further I'll explain. Present not required. So just overloading I'm showing. So println methods, 10 methods are there. It doesn't take parameter, it takes boolean, it takes character, it takes integer, it takes long, see, different parameters. 10 methods are there. Whenever you pass integer, it is called. Whenever you pass float, it is called. Whenever you pass double, it is called. Whenever you pass boolean, it is called. Like that, it will understand. Separate methods are there. Separate methods. But in C language, one printf. But if you pass integer, it doesn't know whether which format you are printing. Here separate method is there. Integer purpose one method. Float purpose one method. But there one method only for all. That is the reason format specifier we have to write. If you write %d, integer format displayed, decimal integer. %f, floating point format printed. But in Java not required. Integer if you pass, integer method called. In that method already written. Integer format only, printing already written. Because of overloading. Because of overloading, no need to write format specifier in Java. Okay. Further, I'll cover about this very depth. Present not required. Overloading, overriding. Now, at present, can we override methods in the same class? No, it is not possible. Error. Overloading, possible. You can write. But how it will understand? Arguments. Arguments are different. No? With that, it will understand. Okay. That is overloading, overriding. Next concept. Static keyword. Note. Next concept, static keyword. Have you remembered about variables or forgot? Variables. Remembered? Whether you remembered or forgot, I'll check it. Okay. Now, write this one. It is called as modifier. It is called as modifier because it modifies the behavior of a variable, comma, method, comma, class, and block. Static keyword. It is called as modifier because it modifies behavior of a variable, method, class, and block. Static keyword. It is called as modifier because it modifies the behavior of a variable, method, class, and block. I'll explain. Next point. By using static keyword, we can create class variables, comma, class methods, comma, nested top level classes. It is a one type of local class. The one type of inner class. And static initialization blocks. static keyword. It is called a modifier because it modifies the behavior of a variable, method, class, and block. See, static keyword. Static is a keyword, but we are calling like a modifier. Like int is a keyword. It is nothing but data type. For is a keyword. It is nothing but loop. Like that, static is a keyword. It is nothing but modifier. Okay. It is called as modifier. Why we are calling modifier? Because it modifies the behavior. Which behavior? Variable behavior, method behavior, class behavior, block behavior. So you can apply static keyword to variables also, methods also, class also, block also. That means, so what is static keyword? That means it is called modifier. Why we are calling modifier? Because it modifies the behavior. Which behavior? Variable behavior, method behavior, class behavior, block behavior. So you can apply to variable, method, class, block. If we by using static keyword, we can create class variables. So if you apply static keyword, it becomes class variable. If you apply to method, it becomes class method. If you apply to class, it is called nested top level class. It is one type of inner class. That is further I'll explain. And static initialization blocks. By using static keyword, we can create these four concepts: class variables, class methods, nested top level classes, static initialization blocks. But in these four, this is already you studied. Class variables. Okay. Now, static keyword, it is called as modifier. Why we are calling modifier? Because it modifies the behavior. Which behavior? Variable behavior, method behavior, class behavior, block behavior. Okay. Now I'll explain variables. Whatever you studied, I'll ask question, give me answer. Integer x equal to 10. This is which type of variable? When memory allocated? Which memory block stored? If I create 100 objects, how many copies created? 100 copies created. How many ways to access? What are those? Okay. If I write static, this is class variable. When memory allocated? Whenever class is loaded. Which memory block it is stored? Method area. If I create 100 objects, how many copies created? 1 copy created. Okay, 1 copy created. How many ways to access? 4 ways. What are those? Directly, class name, object, object reference. What is the life of this variable? Class. If you write like this, what is the life? Object. Object. Whenever object created, memory allocated. Whenever object destroyed, deallocated. So that life is object. Say, here, one keyword. How much difference is there you observe? This is instance variable. Once if I add static, class variable. If I remove static, memory allocated whenever object is created. If I add static, memory allocated whenever a class is loaded. If I remove static, stored in heap area. If I add static, stored in method area. If I remove static, if I create 100 objects, 100 copies created. If I add static, 1 copy created. If I remove static, 2 ways to access. If I add static, 4 ways to access. If I remove static, this life is object. If I add static, this life is class. So, one keyword, if I attach the total behavior of X, modifier, no? That is the reason it is called modifier. Okay. Say, Now, if you create 100 objects, how many copies created? Once if I attach static keyword, 1. So, one keyword if I attach, that variable behavior totally changed. Totally changed. That's what this keyword is called as modifier. Okay. By using static keyword, we can create class variables. That is completed. Class methods. Now you are going to learn. Nested top level classes. This is further inner classes, separate topic is there. At the time you will learn. Static initialization blocks. After 2 days you will learn. Okay. Now, present, you are going to learn class methods. Note down. Class methods. Now, class methods. A method that is defined as a static member of a class is called as class method. A method that is defined as a static member of a class is called as class method. A method that is defined as a static member of a class is called as class method. So before method, if you attach static, that is called class method. There are 4 ways to access class method. First one, directly. Second one, by using class name, same, whatever you studied. Third one, by using an object. Fourth one, by using an object reference. There are 4 ways to access class method. First one, directly. Second one, by using class name. Third one, by using an object. Fourth one, by using an object reference. There are 4 ways to access class method. First one, directly. Second one, by using class name. Third one, by using an object. Fourth one, by using an object reference. Okay. There are 4 ways to access class method. Directly, by using class name, by using object, by using an object reference. 4 ways. How many ways not recommended? Same. These 2 not recommended. When we ought to use this one? If it is present in same class. When we ought to use this one? Another class. Same. Note down. Third and fourth ways are not recommended to use. Third and fourth ways are not recommended to use. Access class method directly if it is present in the same class. Access class method directly if it is present in the same class. Use class name to access class method if it is present in another class. Access class method directly if it is present in the same class. Use class name to access class method if it is present in another class. Same class is there directly. In another class is there class name. So whatever you studied to variables, same concept applicable here. Okay. Is it completed? You studied already how many categories of methods? 4 categories. For 4 categories, static keyword can be applied. See one example. Is it over? Void display. It is which category method? Without arguments, without return value, without arguments and without return value. Okay. Is it instance method or class method? One keyword if you attach, it is class method. Now directly display by using class name demo.display, by using object new demo.display. Next demo d equal to new demo. Next d.display. That's it. Say demo class loaded, open brace executed, main method called, open brace executed, display. Now directly called by using class name called, by using object called, by using object reference called. Okay. Write this one. But when we have to use instance method, when we have to use class method, I have to explain. This is not like a variable type. It is somewhat different. I'll explain. Is it over? So display directly called demo.display by using class name, new demo.display by using object, d.display by using object reference. 4 ways I called. These 2 ways not recommended. These 2 ways recommended. But not recommended also valid. Okay. No error. Not valid means error. Valid but not recommended. Now when we have to use instance method, when we have to use class method, I have to explain. I'll explain. Is it over? No done. Note. If the class contains instance variable, then use instance method. Otherwise, use class method. If the class contains instance variable, then use instance method. Otherwise, use class method. Just one point I given. With this point, you can understand. Say what I given. If the class contains instance variable, if the class contains instance variable, then which method we have to write? Instance method. Otherwise, this point, understood or not? Yes or no? Now, if the class contains instance variable, then use instance method. Otherwise, use class method. Okay? Whether you understood or not, I'll check it. Okay? Otherwise, you'll feel understood only. See. Is it over? Writing is over? Now, I'll ask questions, give me answer. Whether you understood or not, I'll check it. Now, I want to write one method. I want to write one method. Which method we have to write? Which method? I want to write one method. So, you didn't understand. See, if I don't ask any question, what will happen? You observe. Seen this, what I said, asked, understood or not, I asked. Everyone said understood. But with that only can give answer. Answer is there only. Answer is there only. If the class contains instance variable, then use instance method. Otherwise, now give me answer. Which one you have to use? Instance method. Because already instance variable is there, no? Now. Now which method we have to write? Now which method we have to write? Variables are not there. I want to write. Which method? Class method. Because what I given? Instance variable only you have to check. Instance variable is there. Then which method you have to write? Class method. You need to see instance variable is there or not. If it is there, what you have to write? Instance method. Suppose in your class instance variable is not there. Class method. Now, once again. Now, I want to write. Which method you have to write? Instance method. Now, I want to write class method. Now, I want to write. Now, I want to write. Clear no? No. By mistake, other method, if you write, what is the problem? I'll explain. See. Now, which method we have to write? Class method. Suppose you will write here class method you have to write. Suppose if you write instance method, what is the problem? For calling this method, how many ways? 2 ways. Object compulsory, no? But if you write static, object is not required. No? Object is not required. So memory you can save. Otherwise, object created. Object compulsory you have to create. If you don't write static, is it compulsory object? Yes, object memory wasted. Now, integer x equal to 10. Static integer y equal to 20. Which method you have to write? Instance. Because anyhow you have to create object. Otherwise, no memory for x. When this memory allocated? Anyhow you are creating object. Anyhow you are creating object for that. With that object, method also can call. That's what. Only you need to check instance variable is there or not. If it is there, for that you have to create object. With that object only, continue method also. Suppose instance variable is not there. Now, which method you have to write? If you write instance method, what is the problem? Object memory wasted. Got it? Now, which method we have to write? Class method. So, static void show. You'll write. Is it object required now? No. If you remove static, object required. Suppose here also static not there. Anyhow you have to create object. Otherwise no memory for instance variable. You are creating object. At the time go for instance method only. So when we have to select instance method, when we have to select class method is just you need to see in a class instance variable is there or not. If it is there, use instance method. If it is not there, use class method. That's it. Got it? This is about static method concept. Now, assume main method. Main method is instance method or class method. Main method is instance method, class method. Class method. Okay, it is class method because static. Now, assume main method is non-static. Assume it is not there. Assume. Now, if it is non-static, how many ways to access? 2 ways. What are those? For calling this method also object required. Where you will create object, how will supply? Actually, JVM is going to call, no? Operating system is going to call. Then where you will create object, how will supply object? That's what they given static. Now, is it object required to call? No. What is required? Class name. At the command prompt, what you are writing? Here, demo.main. It calls. That is the reason this class name we have to write while executing. Suppose, first give me answer. Is it valid? Is it valid? Sure. Here, class name demo, file name test. Valid or not valid? Valid. How to compile? Java C. What is it? Test.java. Then how to execute? Java demo. This demo, nothing but this demo. Now, it is instance method or class method. This is class name. Class name dot main. So, you are writing demo. What system will do? Demo dot main. It calls. What system will do is demo dot main. It calls. Okay. So, demo dot main. Then main method is going to be called. That's what they given static. If this is non-static, for calling main method also object required. Okay. This is the reason given like this. This is the reason they given like this. Now, one code snippet I'll give. What will be the output? Give answer. Whatever you studied, object-oriented programming, first class to up to here. With that one code snippet I'll ask. Integer X equal to 10. Give me answer. 10. Any other answer? No output. Any other answer? 10 is one answer. No output is another answer. Is it over or any other answer is there? What is it? 2? 2 times. 2 times 10. 10 2 times. One more answer. Any other? 10 1 time, 10 2 times, as well as no output. 3 answers came. Online students, 18 members given answer. No output, compile time error, hash code printed. Okay, here 2 more answers also came. Next. How many people answer 10 one time? How many people answer 10 one time? Okay, majority 10 one time. Online students. Next. How many people answer 10 2 times? 1, 2. 2 members. 3. 3 members. Online students. Okay. How many people answer no output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many people answer error? Only one student. Offline, only one student. Online. First of all, those who given error. Why error? Blindly don't select. Why error? Your answer can be right or wrong, whatever it may be. Try to give answer. What is it? D? This D. Here, line number. Which line number error? Line number 6 error. Okay. Online students. Those who given error, line number. Already they given online students answer, reason, everything. This program will not compile. Error. Say majority wrong. You observe, you already studied. This D. What is D? Object reference. Object reference. It is object reference. Okay. Can I call variable? Can I call variable? Yes. Object reference is also called as variable. Is it primitive type variable or reference type variable? Reference type variable. It is variable. Is it instance variable or class variable or local variable? Local variable. Local variable scope is limited to method only. Inside the main method only you can access. But here D, if you write this D, how it is accessible? not accessible. That's what error. This D is a local variable. Local variable scope is limited to method only. That is in which method written? Main method. Within the main method only you can write. Outside the main method, if you write D, it is error, undefined. Cannot find symbol, it comes. That D not available, it shows. See? Compilation. Error. Cannot find symbol. Symbol place D. Variable D not there in demo class. Variable D, it is there in the main method. Inside the main method is there. Inside the main method only can access. That scope is limited to main method only. Scope is studied, no? Local variable scope. Limited to method only. Outside the method, you cannot access that variable. So it is error. Line number 6, error. That's what, while giving answer, don't depend on majority people answer. Majority given wrong answer, no? So only one person, offline student given, online 5-6 members, online 10 plus students given. This will be happen. Okay? Now, write this one. Error because T is a local variable. I expected at least 5 members they'll give. I expected in offline. Error because D is a local variable in a main method. In a main method. And it cannot be accessed outside the main method. So here error comes. Error because D is a local variable in a main method and it cannot be accessed outside the main method. Is it over? See, demo class loaded, open brace executed. See, first demo class loaded, open brace executed, main method called, open brace executed, here object created, memory allocated to instance variable X, that object referred by D. With the D, show method called, control comes here, system.out.println D.X. This D you cannot access here. This D within the main method only we can access. So line number 6, error. Okay. This scope is based on access modifier, but this scope is within the main method only. Local variable scope is limited to method only. Block variable scope is limited to block only. Method parameter scope is limited to method only. But instance variable scope and class variable scope depends upon access modifiers. That is not completed till. Scope of instance variable, scope of class variable not completed. That it depends upon access modifiers. Okay. Say here, this variable scope different, this variable scope different. Say, for example, integer x equal to 10. Demo d equal to new demo. D dot show. This is which type of variable? Local variable. How many ways to access local variable? One way. That is? No. Is it valid? Is it valid? Like this only, that one. Now, this x is a local variable. We can access within the main method only. Can you access here? No, it's an error. This error, that error, both are same. But that is reference type variable. This is normal variable. You observe? Scope is limited. So, this error, that error, both are same. If you want, you can write this one understanding purpose. Same error because x is a local variable in a main method and it cannot be accessed outside the main method. Error because x is a local variable in a main method and it cannot be accessed outside the main method. This error, that error, both are same. Error because x is a local variable in a main method and it cannot be accessed outside the main method. So x scope is within the main method. Previous code also same. D scope also same. Here, this is same. Only it is primitive, it is reference. Okay. X primitive type variable. D reference type variable. What is int? What is int? Data type. What is X? Variable. What is demo? Class. What is D? Object reference. Class can I call data type? Yes. D can I call variable? Yes. Like that. It is variable. But primitive type variable, it is reference type variable. That's it. Okay. Is it clear? That is both are same. This is primitive type variable, that is reference type variable. We'll see continuation tomorrow. Okay. Online students, Amrita. Yeah. Void we can call it as data type. It is called empty data type. Empty data type. Chandrasekhar. Here, X is a local variable you cannot access outside the main method. Here error comes. Let's say D. If main method is non-static,